Hello grade 12. In this session, we will continue section 1 of chapter 25, the origins of the Reformation. Please open your books on page 743. So, as Luther's ideas spread, Protestant sects sprang up all over Europe. A sect is a subgroup of a major religious group. Protestants were people who protested against the authority of the Catholic Church. A French scholar named John Calvin was one of the most influential of the new Protestant leaders. Calvin and salvation. Salvation means the deliverance from sins. So, John Calvin was born in France in 1509, a generation after Luther. Calvin had studied to be a priest in the Roman Catholic Church, but in the early 1530s, he declared himself a Protestant. In 1536, Calvin published the Institutes of Christian Religion, in which he set out the basic ideas of the Protestant faith. The Institutes became a foundation of Protestant thought. One of Calvin's most influential teachings focused on the question of salvation. Like Luther, Calvin believed that salvation was gained through faith alone. Calvin also regarded the Bible as the sole source of religious truth. In addition, Calvin supported the concept of predestination, the idea that God had long ago determined who would gain salvation. At that time, the Catholic Church and some other Protestant churches taught that people had free will to choose or reject the path to salvation. Calvin taught that salvation was not a human choice, but a decision made by God from the beginning of time. No one, however, knows who God has chosen for salvation. Therefore, all people should lead God-fearing, religious lives. Calvin called this the doctrine of the elect. Calvin also applied his ideas to government. Many of the Protestant reformers had been accused of lawlessness, and Calvin came to their defense. He said that people were subject to both civil law and to the law of God. At the same time, rulers should not act as tyrants, but keep in mind the law of God. In this way, people who obeyed an earthly government were also following God's laws. In the 1530s, Protestants in Geneva, Switzerland, invited Calvin to help them rule their city and reform their church. Calvin set up a theocracy in Geneva. A theocracy is a government ruled by religious leaders. Calvin's goal was to found a city of God. He stressed hard work, honesty, and morality. He imposed strict laws on people's behavior. To many Protestants, Geneva seemed a model community. By the early 1500s, the Bible's New Testament had appeared in French, Spanish, Italian, and Dutch. Luther's German translation appeared in 1534 and would become highly influential in the development of the German language. It was now easier for most Europeans, not just scholars who read Latin, to read the Bible and think about its meaning. Here is a table on page 745 that you need to study. This table is a comparison between Catholicism and Lutheranism. We are going to stop here for today. This is the end of section 1. Please, I want you to highlight the main ideas on your books. Thank you and have a good day.